Hello everybody, I figured it was time to make an update. It's been a while since I've really made any videos, and as you can tell, this is not my Pinion bike that I normally have. Story there is in March, that bike was stolen out of my carport. That was just a few days before, actually I think a couple weeks before, there's a race called NCR Velo. It's a gravel grinder. I'm not competitive. But I was really looking forward to riding my bike on that. So the day it got stolen, I started the insurance process and then went out and bought this guy from Mountain Equipment Recyclers here in Colorado Springs. It's held up pretty well. I did the NCR Velo, which was 60 miles, and then the Pony Express, which was 100 miles with, I think, close to 7,000 feet of climbing on this guy. So it holds up just fine. With insurance, that process is underway. It's taking forever. We're in July, and it's still going on. I'll maybe make a video about that later, maybe not. But I've started replacing parts. So actually, just today I got in a new S-Works handlebar, stem, got some new bottle cages, got the SWAT tool again. Pretty excited about that. I've been missing that. Some new egg beaters, very excited about these. What else did I get today? Oh, I know. Brakes, although I thought these were pre-assembled, they're not. So I'm actually probably gonna just wait until I actually replace this guy to actually throw him on anything, because we'll see, whatever. But I figured I would also update on kind of what my plan is. I've been thinking about this quite a bit, and have finally started to kind of figure out what direction I want to go. So what I previously had was that green Reeb steel frame with the Pinion P1.12. I still want to go with the hardtail, but I want carbon this time, and I think I'm going to go with the C1.12. They didn't have the C series when I bought the other ones, so a little bit lighter. The problem there is that I have only found one carbon hardtail. I think it's Cybro is the brand. Don't really love the look of it. They don't even list their geometries actually. So I was like, no, I'm not doing that. Other than that, I can't find any carbon hardtails. So, and I'll also say I don't want to go with steel or titanium, because I loved my steel, but I want to cut weight. That was one thing. That bike was not light. It wasn't super heavy, but like this guy is noticeably lighter. It climbs way faster, so I want that. And then the other thing is, this is aluminum, but I mean, it's so much stiffer than steel, and I can feel it now. Love steel, but I want to go back to carbon. So what my plan is I'll show you here. So as far as what I want a carbon hardtail with a pinion. The bike pictured here is a Specialized S-Works Epic hardtail, and that's the bike I want. It's pretty sweet. One note there is that the Ridiculous was a little more slack, a little more of a trail hardtail, and this Trek, it's I can remember what year it is. It's like mid 2000 teens. It's a Superfly cross country, and after getting on a cross country bike, I was like, yeah, I think this is more. It matches 90% of what I ride. I ride a lot of roads, and a lot of like fire roads and dirt roads, and I do ride technical stuff, but I mean, I'm not super aggressive. I'm not very aggressive at all, and this guy can eat up most of what I ride. Every once in a while, it's like, yeah, okay, I want a full suspension, but that's down the road. And the Z-Road, I don't know how you say it, Z-Road, Zero Day series, or they're I think they have a couple series. I'd love one of those. But for now, hardtail. So as far as how to get that, since they don't sell them, I actually contacted Broken Carbon up in Boulder, which is Brady Capias. He makes components as well. Kind of laid out a plan for him, which I'll show you guys here in a second. And he got back to me today and said, they are only doing repairs, they can't help me. So, which is, I kind of expected that, so no big deal. So I'm gonna try and do this myself. So what I'm thinking of doing is buying a carbon frame, which eventually will be the specialized S-Works Epic hardtail. I think I'm not dead set on that. For now, I think I'm gonna do a test run of this with like a China carbon frame. I'm pretty sure I can get an Epic hardtail. Just so geometry will be pretty much the same. And what I'll do is I'll buy the carbon frame, and the pinion mount should be here on this next Monday, and I will make basically my own pinion mount, kind of like you see here. Planning to do it out of carbon fiber. On the right, this picture is just showing a YouTube video of how to do that, whatever. I'm gonna have to figure out how to put the inserts for the bolts for the mount, but I'll figure that out. Then the next step will be I'll have to actually cut the bottom bracket area out of the bike in preparation for connecting my little carbon mount to the frame. That's going to be tricky. I'm going to have to measure, orient, play with like tire clearance. I'll touch on that in a second. As far as connecting it to the frame mount, I've been watching quite a few videos on carbon. I still don't know how I'm going to do that, but I'm thinking, how do you get a mount that's right, if my hand is the carbon mount and I cut this out, how do I tie this and keep it up? My pedals are going to be pushing down, so how I tie it to these tubes is going to be probably tricky. I don't know if I can wrap stuff. I'm thinking I could put holes in it and maybe tie it up to the inside as well. That's going to be tricky. I don't know, and which is why I'm doing it on a knockoff frame before doing it on something S-Works. But yeah, you can use, there's Kevlar reinforced stuff, using thin strips to wrap. So basically, I just don't know if it's going to be possible, but that's not going to stop me. I like to learn the hard way. And then one optional thing I'd like to do is use a belt drive like I had previously, but since I'm going to have to, I'll either have to cut the chainstay and put some sort of splitter in there that I can reconnect, or I could just use a chain. That's the easy solution. I would rather use a belt drive. That's TBD. Probably, yeah, whatever. We'll figure that out. So one of the big things I'm going to figure out here is geometry. I have an S-Works sort of bottom bracket area pictured and a Pinion bottom bracket area. And I actually don't know which frame this is, but just the point here is that look at the difference between how close the wheel is. The tire is butted up against the down tube in each case, and one of the things I'm going to struggle with is if I cut this area out and put in a pinion, it's going to have to be shifted forward so I don't reduce the clearance here, the tire clearance, and that's going to change the geometry, the center of where the bottom bracket is. So then here I have a couple pictures just kind of estimating, guesstimating sort of what it'll look like pushing it forward. I'm thinking basically my bottom bracket will be pushed forward maybe a couple centimeters. We'll see. And really my thoughts there are it's somewhere between I don't care and I'll deal with it. So if I can get a pinion mounted onto a carbon frame, and it stays when I crank on the pedals, doesn't break, it's straight, then that's pretty much a victory. And if I can do it on a $700 frame, then I'll have confidence and a little bit of know-how how to do it on a $2,500, $3,000 frame. So yeah, I guess stay tuned and wish me luck. I'll also add, if anyone has any ideas at all or is aware of any carbon pinion, cross-country frames, then let me know. And no, I don't want aluminum. Yeah. I guess one more thing to add. Yeah, nobody cares. Hey Audrey, do you care about my bike at all? Not really? Do you want me to leave you alone?